What's up? Welcome to No Money, No Shame series. Today I'm going to show you how to basically create a logo for free with zero budget for your business, for any products you're trying to sell online, anything like that. We're going to dive right into it. There's two websites. There are a lot of different websites that you could actually use to get free logos, designs. You know, Canva's really good for a lot of those things. I'll definitely put those in the link below, but I'm going to start with two that I think are the top rated ones, you know, that you can begin with. Should take 5 to 10 minutes for any of these tutorials. The first one that we're going to look at is DesignEvo.com. Also, there's another one called logomaker.com. So both of them are pretty good depending on what you want to do. But let's dive right into it. Let's pull up our screen and we're at DesignEvo.com. So you come here, click make a free logo. And the good thing about a lot of this stuff is, so I guess when this first pops up, you've got 1,000 different popular logos. So if you can see here, we'll scroll a little slowly. They've got these are templates. And I think this list here is definitely just a list of templates that you can do, you know, for different genres or topics. So let's say art and entertainment. You like one of these, you can customize it, click on it. If you come up here to the right, there's a little button that says start from scratch. Let's just start from scratch. Let's do that. Let's close this window. So let's get started with, you know, this is DesignEvo. So let's just do whatever. Let's say you wanted to, I'll do shoes because I've been here. So let's say, yeah, you want to sell your shoes online, you know, whether it's Facebook group, you want to sell your fresh new kicks, you want to put them up on, you know, Goat, or you want to put them on StockX or whatever it is. You got some cool stuff. So so up here on the sides, they've got a column here, which is an icon. So you can literally search for whatever you want. You could search for fruit, type that in. You're probably gonna get, look at that, pears, apples, oranges. Like, you could literally skip dinner and just hang out right here in this menu. Let's look at, you've got text options. You can also make shapes, and you've got background options. So it's pretty straightforward, it looks like here. You got a save button, but let's get right into designing a logo. The first thing that I would recommend is coming up with a good idea for either your brand, your name, whatever you're trying to sell, and coming up with a good idea that's really gonna make you like stand out. Maybe a play on words or some pun like that. So let's, you know, and definitely you want something that's kind of with the times here. So let's get rid of that. Let's look at our shoes again. And let's say we want to, these are like sneakers. That's perfect. That's exactly what we want. So let's drag a couple of these in here and make some side of design. So like, just by looking at these, I can tell it's actually kind of cool. So it looks like when you drag into the program here, that you see those grids. These grids are showing you where the center is. So if I were to put this shoe, let's say we just put on this line, let's put it there. Let's take this shoe, put it there, this one here. Let's space them out about evenly. So from the front of this toe to the back of the heel, it's about the same. And see, that purple line is showing me a guide, so all the bottoms of the shoes are on the same level. And they're lined up there. So let's do that. Then if I click over here and highlight all of them, I can move all of them at once. So let's just move them up a little bit. And now let's add some text. So we want to add text. So let's click on Archival Black. I like very just simple text. And it's simple. You click on this, you can choose from the different fonts. There's different families of fonts, handwriting styles, funny styles, traditional, all these different things. That's kind of cool. But let's just stick to like bold and simple. And the first thing I want to do is select all of this, delete these, so I can type my own thing in. And let's say you want to sell your fresh new kicks that you just got, you know what I mean? You got the new Yeezys, you got the old Jordans, whatever you got. These bad boys right here look like Jordans. These kind of look like some old, I don't know, AN1s or something like that. But let's just say you want to sell your stuff and you're calling it kicks. I like to make For logos, I think text in all caps is definitely essential. I think a lot of these different fonts are gonna automatically do, you know, capital letters. But okay, so let's say we got kicks. To resize it here, you can go up to, you've got your font type, you can do the size here, I could make it bigger there. You've got the color, pick a color. You want a bold, italic, you want uppercase, lowercase. Then there's different effects you can do and the formats. So let's just keep it simple. Let's just say I'm doing this on my phone or something. You take one of these corner buttons and you drag it, and it proportionately, even if you go up or to the side, it makes it pretty proportionate. You can click on it and move it. Then I'll readjust it a little bit more. So let's say I kind of like something like that. You know, let's make the kicks just as big as the actual shoe, so it's not sticking out. So that looks pretty good there. So let's say that's what we want right there. Boom, that looks pretty cool already. So let's say you're selling your used kicks. They're not new kicks that are sold. So let's just add a shape or something. Let's see if they have like a line. And you have a line. Here's a little line. So it's literally, look at an icon that you like, drag and drop. See, from here, I could change the length of them to really whatever I'd like. And yeah, let's say we put it there. So now we got our line. That looks cool. So you got a line through it. But let's double click on it. Say you want to change the color of it. So whatever it is, see the shoes here. I could change this. Click on the shoe. Same thing as the font options. You've got black. Let's say you want to make it gray, or maybe you want a red sneaker. Whatever color you want. I like black. I like to keep it simple. Let's just keep it simple. That's it. You know what I mean? So, but let's come back to this line and let's give it some contrast. Let's like make it red. But let's say I don't like that color. Can we change the color? I think if you double click, no, if you add gradient colors, let's swing over here. So now I've got, you could gradiate, you could make a gradient with colors. But let's just say I'm gonna turn this slider all the way down so it's just one color. And then let's move it over here and find a good red that's kind of bright, and that just kind of slaps you right on the booty, you know what I mean? Booty slapping. Look at that. Bam. So that looks pretty cool. So we've got that. Just click outside anywhere where this is. Boom. You've got that. That could be your logo if you're selling your used clothes. You got a brand new varsity jacket, or you're going to college, but you just finished high school and you played football, but you want to sell your varsity jacket because you know some hype beast out there wants that shit. You can definitely do it. Make yourself a logo for whatever purpose it is. Even if maybe you own a brick and mortar, maybe you're on the go, whatever it is. Let's say that's your design. Now you're done. Let's say you're done. You come here, you go to download. You could download here. So the crazy thing, congratulations, you just created an excellent logo. So a lot of these plans are gonna, prompt you to buy their different packages that they have. So that's our logo there. So look at this. This is pretty cool too. Preview your logo in different scenarios. So this is what it looks like. Let's go back. You've got your business cards there. That's what it would look like. If I put on the letterhead, if you got a website, that's what it would look like. On a shirt, if you had that on a wall, that looks pretty dope. Honestly, right off the bat for free, like, I don't know what else to do. But, so if you see this, you can download the sample of all these different things, which I'm sure they'll have a watermark. But if you scroll, can I download my immediate purchase? Oh, right underneath, download a low resolution free logo. So this is only gonna give your logo 300 by 300 pixels, but that is definitely good enough. So you could just go download a free resolution, boom, you got to sign up, you know, whether you have Google or something like that, download and agree. So hold tight. Your design has been successfully saved. So let's see what we got here. Come in, we've got this successfully saved. Let's find out where they put it. And let's say we've got it now. So we've got our, we've got our logo saved. So here it is. I just saved it to my desktop. You pulled it in. Now I've got it. But like I said, it's definitely good enough for phones. That's good enough for a phone screen. If somebody's looking at your logo, it's going to look super nice. But as you see, if you're looking at it and maybe on a laptop or something bigger, it looks a little pixelated, a little fuzzy around the edges. That's okay, but that's what happens with the free ones. If you want to pay more, the larger you make this, you drag this up, it's going to increase the pixels, which means that these little fuzzy edges are going to become a lot more defined, and it's going to look very, very clean like you did in the edit right here. So it'll look like that no matter what size it is. So yeah, that's one of the places. Also, let's check out, there's free logo maker on logomaker.com. So you come here, let's say you type in, you go to logomaker.com, it's loading you up. So let's say you come in, boom, you go to Logo Maker, bam, just X out of this unless you want to watch the video. So it just gives you this blank canvas, which I think is pretty bizarre, but it's actually pretty cool. So down here you can see, if you slide this, it's got different layers, and you can click this again. But the fastest way I see this is it. So you can search logos up here, or graphics, I mean, for whatever you want. Let's go back to where we were, back to canvas up here. So our canvas is empty. So let's say we have some text, you type whatever you want. That's what we're typing, that's what it's gonna be. But I'm just giving an example, but that's your canvas. But see here, if I move this over here, it doesn't have the confinements like Logo Maker had at DesignEvo. So the Logo Maker here, it's a little bit more, you could make this as big as you want, and you could already see, once I drag and hold this, the pixel and where the location of this is changing. But let's just delete that. So let's say you've got a bakery or something, and you want to open, some sort of cookie shop or bakery shop or something like that. So let's say we're searching for a cookie, and you look for a cookie. Let's choose this one. You click on it, it'll leave it here. Same concept as we did on DesignEvo. You can move it. Now, if you take these corner hinges and you move it, it'll move proportionately. If you take these ones on the side, you can distort it this way. You can make a long cookie. You could make a super high cookie. Like if you're making some medical cookies with cannabis in it, make that cookie really high. Distort that. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. That would just look ridiculous, especially in the logo. But anyway, let's Control Z is undo. So let's undo that so it's the regular size. So let's say we want to use that. Let's put in a text, and let's say cookie. You could type cookie. Once again, all capital letters, cookie. Ooh, actually no, how about kooky? That looks pretty cool. So let's do that. Let's change the font to black. I like everything just to be simple. That's it. Boom. Over here you've got your color wheel. So let's say you want red, or you want this. Then they have the gradients in here where you can choose, let's go back to red. Let's say you want red. You can choose the gradients in here to be darker red, blacker, lighter. So you can change the color of your text, as you can see in here. So let's just keep it simple. I like black. Keep everything uniform. That way, I think the simpler the better in terms of logos. Okay, so over here there's text, shapes. What do we got? Paint bucket. So that means you could paint something. Okay, let's do shapes. Let's do a square. Same thing. You could drag it, you could drop it, you could do whatever you want. So let's do a square. And you know me, let's make it black. So you come over here, same thing. You've got the opacity, which you can turn down, which this black square now is on top. So you've got your layers here. This is showing you the top layer, what you're seeing. This little eyeball icon that's what you're seeing. If I click on it and it's got a slash through it, that means you don't see it, but it's still there. So this is on top and then this is on the bottom. If I move this clip art on top, if I select this layer, click and hold it, drag it above square, now see the clip art is in the front. But the clip art we can't see because the cookie, that's the cookie, is also black. So let's change the color of that to white. That looks pretty cool already. So let's also do the same with cookie, our text. Let's bring that in front. So now the square is in the back. So if I turn off the square, cookie is also black. So let's change the color of that text. Boom. Now you got white. Let's make this a little bigger. And let's see, I mean, this font isn't bad. I don't necessarily like this font. Doesn't work with what I'm thinking would be good. I'm thinking Japanese style. So let's see what other things they got. Let's do, Control Z. Let's undo that. Let's click out Control Z. Let's click on Cookie. So up here, they've got the same thing with the fonts. We got 3D, decorative, designer picks, Fanny cursive. Let's check out designer picks and let's see what's going through here. And yeah, with designer picks, what kind of stuff they got? Abril. That's kind of cool. What is this one? Lolita. It's a little too silly for me. You know what I mean? Righteous. I like Righteous. That's clean. So let's think about this. So let's say we put this here and let's do it this way. Cool thing is you've got Cookie. I think that they've got the same thing, the grids. So this blue grid here is the center on the vertical level, and then we've got our horizontal grid, which is showing us that text now is dead center. So if you click on the text, there's these four things up here. There's delete, options, styles, and move it. Let's go to options and let's duplicate this. So if I'm gonna duplicate it just to give it some style, now I'm gonna come up here and let's just delete. You can delete. So now we've got coup. Then let's go back to our other design, click on that, and we'll keep key. So now we've got coup and key. I don't know if you're familiar with Japanese prints, but some of them have, you know, on the bottom portion they have, it almost looks like a column of Japanese you know, characters, hiragana and katakana and whatnot. But so let's try to do that same thing. So over here you see like this program, it moves everything pretty proportionally too. It's a little bit easier to make things look like, it's a little bit smoother in terms of moving and resizing your things. But I want to make sure this side of the K and this side of the I is not wider than my cookie. So I'm going to pull the corners, just kind of eyeball it so it looks like it's about the same, you know, so it looks like, see here, now the end of my I and the K looks like it's perfectly rounded with the bottom of that cookie. You see that? So that's what I want. So let's put that, let's put key right in the middle. So where's our middle? Right there. Boom. That's it. That's our reference. So now we know everything's centered. If we take cookie out of the way, we take this out of the way, that's perfect. So now let's align the coup as well. So coup, this, I like to move them on top of each other or very close, just like we did before, so we can see how aligned the edges are. So that looks pretty aligned. If I move this over a little bit, that looks pretty good. So it's a little bit smaller, see already, and that looks pretty good. So, but you can also, if you click out, you can use the arrows on your keyboard and you can basically move things up and down. So let's do that. That looks good. Now we've got our cookie. We know that's the same size, so we don't need to resize anything. But let's give it the same amount. We want the same amount of space really up and down of the whole project. And that right there could be your logo. That's pretty cool. Very Japanese looking, abstract, different. If you want, you could maybe space it out. Let's go down a little bit. Let's push these up. So you push that one, 2, boom. That looks pretty cool. So I think the same thing here. Once you're done with the design, you like it, whether you want to change the design of things. Let's say you like key, but you want to make it red. So it's Japanese, I don't know. Like I said, I like things simple. Let's keep it there. You go to save logo. So the same thing, high resolution. So you're not getting a high resolution, but just click here, no thanks, download low resolution file. That's it. Allow it to go to your downloads if you're like me and you're very particular on what you download or what website you download from. Definitely make sure you check that out and make sure everything's legitimate, ready to go. You know what I mean? And then that should be it. So let's check our downloads here. That's your logo. You'll see same thing. So this is, I'm assuming, a 300 by 300 pixel as well. If you're on a phone, I mean, a phone is not much bigger than, it doesn't need much more of a resolution, especially for a logo right there. So let's say we've got that, and let's say we've got our other one that we just made. So now both of the ones that we just made are looking pretty cool. And you've got now, look at that, bam, just like that, you've got 2 custom-made logos that you just made literally for free, no money. You could probably do this at the library if you wanted to, and you might as well check out some books, because you know what? People don't read books anymore. But if you are at the library and you're checking out books, go on the computer, make yourself a logo. This is simple. This is just me doing something that I love to do. Like, look at this. This is something that just I would put on my business card or whatever it is. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. All you really need to make a logo for free, no money, 0 budget, is just a computer and internet. Maybe you could do this on the phone. You could do it on the phone. It's really drag and drop and very, very easy to use. It'll definitely step up your game for whether you're selling anything online. I would definitely recommend checking out these free websites. There's so many of them. I'll put the ones that I like below in a link that I like the most. Thanks for watching. No money, no shame.
You dirty biscuit.